You think you're losing because you're not smart enough or talented enough or because someone else just has better luck. But that's not it. You're losing because you keep letting your emotions run the show, and you don't even notice it's happening. Think about the last time you snapped at someone. You felt justified, right? They deserved it. But after it was over, didn't a part of you feel like you lost even though you got the last word? Here's the thing nobody tells you. It's not about being right. It's about being in control. And right now, you're not. I want you to picture something. Two people walk into a meeting. Both have the same IQ. Both have the same qualifications. One walks out with the deal, the connection, the respect. The other walks out frustrated, muttering under their breath. What was the difference? It wasn't knowledge. It wasn't talent. It was the ability to read the room, control their own reactions, and influence others. That's emotional intelligence. And no, it's not some soft skill for therapists or HR people. It's the difference between someone who keeps hitting the same wall in life and someone who learns how to climb it. The first part, self-awareness. And I know what you're thinking. I'm self-aware. I know myself. Really? Then why do you still get blindsided by your own moods? Let me ask you this. When you're angry, do you notice the first spark, or only the explosion? When you're nervous, do you call it caution instead of fear? When you're jealous, do you dress it up as concern? Most people avoid that mirror because they're afraid of what they'll see. But the truth is, you can't change what you won't admit. So here's your first challenge. The next time you feel something, anything, stop for 10 seconds and name it. Just name it. That's the start of control. Here's the second part, self-regulation. This is the part where you don't say the thing you'll regret. You don't send the angry text. You don't burn a bridge in 10 seconds that took 10 years to build. Let me guess. You've told yourself, and they pushed me, I had no choice. But you did have a choice. Because even if you can't control them, you can always control you. You don't have to react instantly. You don't have to fire back. Sometimes the strongest move is the 5-second pause. Because in that pause, you take back the wheel from your emotions. Now let's talk about motivation. And I'm not talking about hype videos or coffee-fueled bursts of energy. I'm talking about the kind of fuel that doesn't run out. Here's why you're burning out. You're chasing rewards instead of purpose. You're driven when there's a carrot dangling in front of you, but the second it disappears, so does your drive. What if you stopped chasing approval and started chasing mastery? What if the thing that woke you up every morning wasn't applause, but the desire to be better than you were yesterday? That's motivation built on bedrock, not on sand. This one makes people roll their eyes. Empathy. You think it means agreeing with everyone, being soft. It's not. Empathy is a weapon. It's the ability to see what someone else sees, even if you don't agree with them. It gives you leverage. It turns enemies into allies because you know what they're feeling before they say it. If you can understand them, you can influence them. And if you can influence them, you win without even fighting. Last one, social skills. Maybe you've been telling yourself, I'm just not a people person. Fine. But understand this. The people who rise, the people who lead, they didn't get there by avoiding connection. Every conversation, every handshake, every time you make someone feel heard, you sharpen your sword. And one day you'll need it. You'll need that connection to open a door that your resume never could. So here's what I'm asking you to do. 7 days. 7 days of catching yourself in the moment. 7 days of naming your feelings, pausing before reacting, chasing purpose, seeing through someone else's eyes, and actually connecting. Because here's the truth. Emotional intelligence isn't learned in books. It's learned in the heat of the moment when your old habits scream for control, and you tell them no. You've lost enough battles you didn't even know you were fighting. It's time to win one, and it starts now. You think you've understood emotional intelligence. But tell me, how many times this week did you lose your patience? How many times did you feel judged and reacted without thinking? How many times did you tell yourself, I know better, and then still did the wrong thing? Yeah, I thought so. The fight between the old you and the one you're trying to become. Stop for a moment. Look in the mirror. No, really look. You've spent your whole life looking at that reflection. But when was the last time you saw yourself? Not your face, not your clothes, not your hair. You, that person in the mirror. They're carrying every scar, every mistake, every bad reaction you've ever had. And yet, they're still here. You're still here. You tell yourself, oh, I want to be more self-aware. But do you? Because self-awareness is brutal. It doesn't lie, it doesn't flatter you, it says, here's the truth and now deal with it. And here's the hard part. Most people run from that mirror. They would rather live blind than see their flaws. But you're not most people, Kun, right? Here's a little game. Think about the last time someone cut you off in traffic, or interrupted you in a meeting, or sent you that passive-aggressive text. You felt it, didn't you? That spark, that irritation, that's your trigger, and your trigger owns you. Emotional intelligence says, you don't get to control the world, but you can control yourself. And yet, every time you snap, you hand over your power like a gift to the person who just upset you. So here's my challenge to you. The next time it happens, don't react. Not for 5 seconds, not for 10. Wait. And in that pause, ask, what outcome do I want? Because maybe winning the moment means losing the argument. Let's talk about motivation, not the fake Instagram quote kind, the kind that's quiet, the kind that's personal, the kind nobody else claps for. Do you even know why you're doing what you're doing? Because if your motivation is built on applause, when the applause stops, so will you. Emotional intelligence is knowing that the fire inside has to burn whether the room is full or empty, whether the sun is shining or it's pouring rain. Because if you can only move forward when it's easy, you're not motivated, you're just comfortable. Here's the truth nobody likes. Empathy isn't easy. It's not being nice. It's standing inside someone else's storm and not making it about you. It's listening when you'd rather speak. It's saying, I hear you, even when you don't agree. It's choosing to understand instead of trying to win. And if you think that makes you weak, you've already lost. Because empathy isn't surrender. It's strategy. It's how you turn enemies into allies and strangers into friends. Every day is a battlefield, and the weapon most people never learn to master is their tongue. Words are swords. You can swing them recklessly and cut deep, even in people you love. Or you can sharpen them, control them, and use them to open doors. Ask yourself, do my words heal or do they burn bridges? Because emotional intelligence doesn't just live in your mind, it lives in your mouth. Right now, you and I are having a conversation, but the real one, it's between you and you. One voice says, stay the same, it's easier. The other says, you're better than this. And every decision you make is a vote for which voice wins. So the question is, who do you want to be when nobody's watching? Because that's the real test. Here's where I leave you. For the next 7 days, live like this matters. Catch yourself in the act of losing control and take it back. Look in the mirror and tell the truth. See the storm in someone else's eyes and step into it without fear. Choose your words like they can build empires, because they can. And if you master yourself, there's nothing left in this world you can't master.